Hey Brendon, it's Friday. Sorry this post is so late, but my internet went down. I really liked what you had to say about the American obsession with me learning styles. Today I want to talk about another important issue in the United States. We need to change the discussion of guns in America. Two sides of the issue scream crazily at each other and there's no real understanding. Both sides spout off statistics that are only supported by their own worldview. Today I was going to shamelessly steal your source below quote from your previous video, but after hours of research I couldn't find a single unbiased source. Even if they used the highest methods of the most rigorous examination, it was impossible to tell. These studies are funded by pro or anti-gun backers. The opposing side of the argument would never accept their figures. It's absolutely nuts to use these statistics. Let's have a sane discussion about what we have and what we can achieve. Here's what we know. There are people in our country who purchase firearms legally and illegally. They walk into heavily populated public places and kill innocent bystanders. Their motives are not the same. Their financial backing is not the same. Their personal beliefs range from atheism to Christianity to Islam. To say this is a cultural problem, that something is wrong with our society, may be true. Ultimately though, this does not help us because it does not solve the problem. I believe in the Second Amendment. Not only is it ensconced in our Constitution, it is a uniquely American right. Part of what it means to be American is to accept the freedom and responsibility that have been purchased by others' sacrifices. It is for that reason that I am passionate that something must be done to protect ourselves and our rights. I foresee a time in the future where if this problem with senseless violence is not resolved, the Second Amendment will be repealed. Popular demand will make it so, if we cannot act with responsibility to protect this fundamentally American right. Now, we are divided on the issue as Americans. However, there is one reasonable act that I think will be helpful, and I think both sides can be convinced that it is good. We can help this terrible situation by requiring mandatory mental health checks for the purchase of a firearm. These mental health licenses, updated periodically, can be administered and paid for by the states. If you wish to purchase a firearm, you must show verification. I think we can all agree that people who are diagnosed with hallucinations, delusions, homicidal thoughts, or depression should not own guns. One of the arguments against increased gun control is that people will purchase guns illegally anyway. This is a stupid argument. Every time you make it harder to do something, you lose some people who would do it. No doubt, this will not stop everybody, but it will stop some ill people who should not own guns. We don't write laws based on the idea whether people will break them or not. We write effective laws because they are a model for a just society. Some critics also say that people who use guns might go for bombs or baseball bats instead. While this is true, the argument remains the same. When you make it harder for people to do things, fewer of them will do it. Some people will not commit the crime because the bar of committing the crime has been raised. This may also require a compromise from the anti-gun activists. They will have to accept official government acceptance of guns, which may be against their moral standpoint. And yet, this is a just law. I can say that we should at least keep guns out of the hands of people who are not in control of their perceptions. Brendon, you need a punishment. I want you to sing a parody of a song that was in the top 40 sometime in the last 6 years. One chorus and one verse. Also, Brendon, you need a challenge. 1, I want you to continue your cereal. 2, I want it 3 pages. As a suggestion, I'd like to see how wildlife interacts with fruit kills planets. Gin and L's out.